All right, so today in our financial class, we're going to talk about increasing your income. And the next class we're going to talk about is how to reduce your spending or reduce your cost. But you have to earn money before you can even think about, cutting costs, quit wasting money and stuff like that. So a couple quick little tips is turn your hobbies into a business. My light here kind of sucks. Here, let me back this up just a little. And come into the light more. There we go. If you have a hidden talent or passion, you'd gladly spend more time working on it. You can probably find a way to use your skills to turn a profit. If you're creative, there are numerous ways to sell your work online. Virtual communities make it easy for you to connect with potential customers. You could also consider attending local fairs, farmers markets, or other events to this all. So that's kind of their definition, but really like they're talking about just like turning a hobby and doing it occasionally and stuff. And what I think of more is like if you have a hobby that you're passionate about and you know you can make some money at it, turn it into a business. Don't just turn it into something that you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna kind of do this a little bit over here. Like if you're gonna do something, commit. Like there's no point in half-assing something. So if you're going to do something, go all in. This whole definition that they have here, I don't know what these people are talking about. They're like, oh, try to sell stuff on Facebook and piddle around and fiddle fart with it. You're never going to get anywhere in life just kind of dabbling in things and kind of barely putting your toe in the water and stuff like that. No, if you're going to do something, go all in and sit there and grind until you make it successful. But another way to make more money is ask for a raise or a promotion. That's a real good way. So make sure you're getting paid what you're worth in today's job market. Research current salaries of people in your field using information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics or other reputable websites. If you feel it's the right time to ask for a raise, go for it. And here's the thing, if you know you're worth the raise or worth a promotion and they don't give it to you, you may hang out for a little bit and be like, well, they're not going to give it to me right now. Let's wait another 3 months, 6 months, whatever, see how things go. But eventually at some point, if someone doesn't know your worth, you need to leave that job. You need to go somewhere else where they value your worth. Now, if you keep going from one job to another job and no one's giving you raises or promotions, then maybe the problem's you. But if you know your value and just this one in particular company isn't paying you your value, but you can go somewhere else and get that position or get that, salary or something. Yeah, don't just hang out and feel like you owe that business, your life. Life's too short to be not getting what you're worth. Teach what you know. That kind of goes along with your hobby, right? But once you start a business and you're really good at it, you can teach others how to do it. Kind of like how I'm teaching you how to be, financially and, business minded and stuff like that. It's because it's what I know. You can go and start becoming a consultant for other people. If you're, really good at it, you can, go and teach what you know, what you're good at. This rent out a room one, skip that one. Go back to school. So here's another one. If you want to focus on your career and have the time to invest, you may want to consider going back to school. Degrees and or certificates often translate into better jobs and increased pay, particularly for in-demand jobs. That's true. I always talk about, investing and stuff. One of the best advices I can give you is invest in yourself. Whether, that money, you invest money and then you take that money and invest it in your own business. Or you invest in education and buying books and going to seminars and, stuff like that and increasing. A seminar is just like a place where you go and They may have like a 1 or 2 day class on some specific topic or something like that, but just kind of going and learning more about whatever it is you're trying to become the guru at. But anyways, look for a new job. So again, kind of like what I was saying earlier, if you ask for that raise or promotion and they don't give it to you, and you know your worth, and you've shown your employer what you're worth, and they just refuse to pay you that much, but you know you can go somewhere else and get that promotion or that salary, go right on ahead. No hard feelings in the job market. It's just business. It's just business. Get a second job. You can get a second job, or you can work overtime and stuff like that. But I don't think anyone's ever going to get rich. It's not believe. I know no one's ever going to get rich working a second job or working overtime. How you get rich? Starting your own business and having people work for you and having them work overtime for you. That's how you get rich, and I know it sounds kind of like greedy and like you're just some, big bad business person who's like, yes, I'm going to, have everyone do everything for me and, all that kind of stuff. But honestly, there's a philosophy of when you can make other people wealthy, then you're going to become rich, right? So if you've got something so good that people want to come over and work for you because they're going to get wealthy, you're going to be rich. Basically, the more you can spread the wealth, then they can contribute back to you, then the more rich you're going to be. So, think of it this way. If you were working at a software company, right? Let's say you're working at a software company and you're doing it by yourself. And you are, I'm trying to make up a software company. Let's just use Microsoft, for example. Let's say you created Microsoft and you did it all by yourself. Well, you have this great product, but you're like, man, if I could just get some really smart, really good, really capable people to help me out. Well, really smart, really capable people are going to cost more, because it's just like they're not going to go work for the company that didn't pay them their value. So you pay them their value, and then you in turn provide your software to other people, and now all of a sudden you made them wealthy, and that built your product up to make you rich. So the more people that you can have, the more good people you can have contribute to your product or service, the more you can make people rich, the more richer you're going to be, right? Make sense? Okay. And then investing money, how to invest money. So the first thing I would say is you gotta earn money, right? So you get those, good paying jobs, and you invest in your own education, and you get promotions and better salary. Well, once you get that money, you have to put it aside in a savings, right? And we always talk about setting aside 10% of everything you earn into savings. But you're not going to just leave it in savings, because savings earns shit returns. You're just kind of parking it over there so you don't spend it. If it's in just your regular checking account, you're likely to spend it. But if you put it in your savings, it's kind of set aside. So then, say like once a month or something, you take all your money from your savings and you put it into your investments. You invest it into stock companies. Well, those have a much higher rate of return. So you invest in the stock companies. And then you use that money to then invest into your business. And then you buy a house and all that stuff. So I always say, get a job, work hard, earn money, get promotions, get better salary, set as much money as you can set aside. then put that into savings, then put that into the stock market. Then once you have a big chunk of money, take all that and then invest it into your own company. Because when you're investing in the stock market, you're investing it in other people's business. Now, the best rate of return is when you invest in yourself. So now you have a big enough chunk of money set aside to actually start a business and do something with. So you take that money and start your own business. From there, that business has an even higher rate of return than the stocks. Once you have enough money, like you start really, generating wealth in your business, then you can buy your house and stuff like that. But you have to build the things that make money before you buy things. Like, yes, real estate appreciates in value, but it really just kind of sits there and it's a bigger like cash purchase. Like stocks may be, a couple hundred or, maybe $1,000 or something, whereas a house is a couple $100,000. So, and it's not as liquid an asset. So, just take that money to make more money to eventually buy the things that you need. But anyways, let's see. Set aside 6 months of savings for emergency. So that's something you do after you buy your house. Set aside that 6 months emergency. A lot of people say, you need to set aside that money into your savings and have 6 months of cash reserves in case, you lose your job or have a medical health issue problem, something like that. Like, you can't set aside money for maybe someday something might happen. No, you need to take that money and make it work. Like, make your money make money. Make your money work for you. That money that's just sitting in a savings account for an emergency fund, that's not making any money. That's just sitting there. That's something you do as a safety net, nest egg, after you have already done all your investments and bought your home and all that stuff. And then after you get that 6 months, emergency fund, then you can start working on developing credit. Because you don't want to get, like, everyone does things backwards. Most people go and they get a credit card and then they're like, I'm going to save money and I'm going to have my 6 months nest egg and then I'm going to start investing and all that stuff. That's backwards. Because if they get a credit card, if you don't start setting aside that 10% in your savings, you're more than likely going to spend it. If you get a credit card, you're not going to, save money. You're going to start spending on your credit card because you have it. And so people just start spending on their credit card. A credit card is supposed to be a form of emergency. It's an emergency after your emergency funds are gone. Like, you don't want to, so many people get in trouble because they're like, I have a credit card, and they just run up their credit card bill, and now they're in credit card debt. And, I always say, debt is slavery. Now you're just working to pay someone else. So you're not saving or investing money. Now you're just earning money to hurry up and pay things off. Like, that's backwards. Everyone does it backwards. They always get, credit and then try to save. Well, they never end up saving and then try to invest and then they want to start their own business. But the thing is, they never start saving because they're already in debt. They're already in debt. I think that's it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyways, so if it was me, that's how I would do it to, earn more money, is get a good education, work in an industry that you're passionate about, that you're good at, that you can earn lots of money, work for the best in that industry, try to get, raises and promotions, and, go to whoever's going to give you the most. Start setting aside money for savings, then set that over into investing, then use that for, starting a business, then use that to buy your own house and cars and all that stuff. Then use that to set your emergency fund, then use that to build your line of credit. Everyone else does it the opposite way, and they never even get to step 2 because they've already got themselves in debt, and they've already got themselves in a rut. They've already dug themselves a hole, and now they're just trying to get out of a hole instead of building on top of their pyramid, right? Make sense? So that's how I would do it. That's how I think everyone should do it. But 99% of people don't do it that way, because 99% of people either A, have never been taught that's how they should do it, or B, just dumb. So, any questions? Okay. All right. Well, guys, if y'all liked my videos, subscribe, share, comment, like, and all that stuff. But the next video we're going to do is going to be on how to reduce spending. So, got to make money, because you can't cut on any spending if you don't have any money to spend, right? So, all right. See you guys.